This program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode, another show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. Come in each and every night right after the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green, and you catch me out there with the breakfast program with the Steve Harvey Morning Show. But today on Channel 67, Open, we have a great show lined up for you today. Well, today we'll hear from an author working to reach greatness for our youth. And after that, we'll take a good look at the journey of a prominent producer and community activist. Plus, we'll take a theatrical escape you don't want to miss. Then, we're going to be joined by an award-winning artist to share her story. Melba Moore, y'all. My buddy, she's in the house. And we'll close the show with the smooth sounds of a world-renowned flautist. Stay tuned, all this and more is headed your way because we are now open. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and today is Monday, October the 21st. We're about a month away from the Make the Grade Awards. The Make the Grade Awards, 1 month at Terrace Park, and you're watching Open. It's the only live interactive program that brings this place, the Bronx, to the world, all right? Let's bring it straight to your TV set. We got a great show lined up for you today, but first, let's check in with our DJ, Vance Bracey. And I know he's been watching the game. He's a football buff, right? You watching the? You see the Jets?
I wouldn't consider myself a football buff, but yeah, I do work in a sports bar on weekends. So,
you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you got
I did see the Jets game.
72 TVs all over the place.
Oh my goodness! I think it's something like 100 almost.
What about those Jets?
The Jets, they did surprisingly good yesterday, and I didn't have to wear. I usually wear a Jets jersey when I'm at work, and people always give me so much crap for it. But they did very well.
Luckily, they're winning.
Yeah, 46-yard kick in overtime.
Yeah.
So it worked out for them finally.
I enjoyed that game.
Yes, it was great.
Circle of Sisters weekend at the Jacob Javits Convention Center. Everybody was there. If you looked outdoors and didn't see anybody else around, they were all at the Jacob Javits Convention Center.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they had performances. It was an educational experience for everybody.
Okay,
and,
I know that's a very
although they call it the Circle of Sisters, you figure that there's only women there. But wherever the women are, the guys will follow, right?
Right. This is true.
So they had performances both days. They had vendors all over the place. They had workshops. They had, I think, relationship panels and all kinds of things like that. And then the performances. Ooh, off the hook. And Sunday we ended up, we had Bishop Hezekiah Walker came in with church.
Really?
And then they had a gospel performance, and then they had the fashion show, and we wrapped it up, and then I went and did my show on the radio.
Okay. Wow, that sounds like a very fun-filled day.
It's a big weekend. I know you were there hiding somewhere. We got lost in the crowd.
I wish. I definitely want to make sure I go next year, though. I didn't know that they had a lot of vendors there, so I definitely might have to take part in that.
Yeah, you got to do the electric slide through the place. That's how crowded it is.
That's what I do.
Yeah. All right, DJ Vince, give him a big round of applause, everybody. He's going to be laying the music in the background for us. Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention this. Avante Aquendo, we are still looking for him. If you have seen him, 877-TIPS, 800-577-TIPS, 800-577-TIPS. If you have him, return him to his family. He's been missing for over a week and a half so far. Bring him back to his family. Avante Aquendo. The family's right across the street from the school in tents. And, sometimes it gets cold at night. We bring them blankets and everything, and, we hope that this turns out to be successful. Our hopes and prayers go out to the family. And thank the person we want to thank all the volunteers who participated in helping to find them. And also the person who brought that a Winnebago out with a bed in it in a little kitchen where they can, keep warm. Thank you so much, everybody. Our first guest is an author of a self-published book providing fun, safe, and educational activities for our youth. We welcome Regina Jingles.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. A pleasure to be here. Honored.
Nice to see you.
Honored.
All right, so you're doing some wonderful things. Tell us about what you do.
Sure. Well, Reaching for Greatness, A Parent's Guide to Programs and Resources for Kids to Succeed, is basically a labor of love. I have 2 kids, ages 11 and 17, and like most parents, I was always looking for programs in which they can participate. What I set out to do with the book is to find programs in various categories: arts and science, entrepreneurship, the military, a variety of different categories.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like a buffet of information. And it's a way of exploring the world around you, not just necessarily in the Bronx, but all the 5 boroughs.
Now, how did you figure out that people needed this? I mean, you were looking around and said, wow, there's nothing like this. I need to find something that, that's educational, informative, and that's something that creates the awareness for people involved in education.
Exactly. Well, it was a struggle. I mean, I read a lot of newspapers, I watch a little TV, but I really didn't find a book that had a lot of nonprofit organizations who are doing great work in terms of trying to reach out to kids to let them know, hey, we've got a program that you might be interested in, come and explore. For example, if you have a child who's interested in writing, there's a program called Writopia that helps you fine-tune your writing. You might have a child that's interested in fencing. There's a program called the Peter Westbrook Foundation, which they have Olympic caliber athletes that train you to that level. Maybe your child is interested in chess. I talk about the Marshall Club, which trains you from a beginner up to a grandmaster. So I try to cover just about everything.
And it's tough covering everything.
It is, it is.
Because there's so much more. This is going to be a part 2.
Absolutely.
Now, how I can tell?
How?
Because there's something called the Make the Great Foundation.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
we build radio stations for students, radio and TV stations, so they can learn how to present themselves and learn how to communicate well. And even if they don't want to get involved in communication or broadcasting, radio, TV, you still have to learn how to communicate no matter what you do in the world.
Absolutely. Public speaking is such a, I still get fearful trying to do that, so that's invaluable. That's invaluable.
What are the age ranges of for the activities in the book?
It can start from as young as age 5 all the way through 18 and above. But mainly, it's the middle ground of kids because, after the playground, it gets a little tiring. It's like, all right, what else is there to do? And so I wanted to capture different categories. And basically, a parent should keep an open mind. A child may want to explore something just for a short amount of time, or they may really find something and stay with it for years on end. It really depends.
Now, do you need financial aid to get involved in some of the things in this book?
Because I'm also on a budget. I try to make sure that a lot of the programs are either free or low cost, and those that do have a significant charge do offer a sliding scale based on your income. So it really pays to ask questions and to take a chance in exploring. And I made sure that the bulk of it was affordable depending on your income range.
Yeah. And so this is self-published.
Self-published. That was a journey in and of itself, too.
We'll talk about that journey.
Nowadays, it's hard trying to get recognition from a mainstream publisher. So you have a lot of printing resources that are out there. I went through one called 48 Hour Books. Easy to do. I got my book back in less than a week.
Wow.
I did a lot of the work, of
Felt
course,
good
at home.
when you got it, too, right?
That's my third baby. That's my third baby. And it was a lot of fun to do, but it's painstaking work. So you have to be committed to getting the work done, publicizing it, and, continuing to make it blossom.
How much time do you spend, per day, per week, on putting together a book? For those of you who want to, just self-indulge and take that time out.
You can devote an hour if you have time on the weekends. Spend time because a lot of it is it's editing, making sure the sentences flow, making sure that the contact information is correct. There's a lot of formatting that has to be done before you upload it to
a lot of
printing.
research too.
And a lot of research, and still, like I said, when you said part 2, it's part 2. I'm also working on a nationwide edition, so that's about a couple of years down the line. So definitely a lot of work.
And how do you select what you put in that book?
A lot of it was based on what I felt my kids might be interested in doing. I have soccer here, chess, swimming, DJing.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they were interested in, I went and tried to find, all right, where's their class? Can I put them in it? Is it affordable? And that's what got into the book.
And how do you find out what a child or person is really, really good at, and would, you know, whether they'll be passionate about about that business or that particular event?
Right.
Because they're going to have to stick with it for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. Well, the thing, too, is to be open-minded. I mean, a child can explore for perhaps a month, 6 months. Each program has a different commitment.
Yeah.
Some may want you to stay for an entire year, and you have to be willing to stick that out. I think, you know, we live in New York, so the seasons change. If a child can get out in the dead of winter and still want to go, that's passion, that's commitment. And as a parent or whoever's going to bring the child to the program, you know, stick it out.
And passion and commitment also helps you out because there are a lot of obstacles along the way.
Absolutely.
Speak about some of those.
Well, you know, if you're in a program where there's a lot of competition, you may not be the first to win whatever it is. That's how life goes. You have to be willing and understand how to compensate for that, build up your skills in the meantime. You know, it's a different skill set that you can transfer from one program to perhaps something else.
Yeah.
You learn something, and you have to be willing to take whatever lessons that you can get from it and build upon it.
Beautiful. All right. So you've done a lot. We have a wealth of information in this book. Where can we get it?
Thank you for asking. My website is www.reachingforgreatnessguide.com. And one thing I want to point out on the website is I have a blog in which I talk to people from various walks of life that give specific information to help you and your child grow. So I've talked to coaches of Olympic athletes. I spoke to a New York Times contributor about scholarships for college. It covers the spectrum. I have about 25 interviews up there already, and it's still continuing.
There you go. Reaching for Greatness. Give a big round of applause with Gina's jingling.
Thank you so much.
I know. I take you jingling. Regina Jingles, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got to take a quick break, but well, we'll be hearing about this inspiring story you don't want to miss. So stick around. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. It's all right. Next.
So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Saver tips at
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor, positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can have it. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
And, in addition to our show on BronxNet, our next guest works to improve people's lives, both locally and around the world. We are pleased to be joined today by Carolyn Smith, producer of Carol's Journey TV. Welcome, Carol. How are you?
Welcome.
Now, I didn't know you had a TV show.
Mm-hmm. Since 2004.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Carolyn's Journey.
Well, Carolyn's Journey basically is I would call it a magazine show.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not limited to any particular topics.
Yes.
I do topics community interest topics. I do topics on business, exercise, as you well know.
Uh-huh.
And I also do topics on healthcare and, let me see, fashions.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes.
And what inspired you to start this TV show?
Well, actually, what inspired me to do this was I looked at TV, I saw reality TV. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see anything for me. And I didn't see anything that the community, I felt, really didn't do the community justice, because we all have a little bit of reality or drama in our personal family lives.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see something of substance on the TV.
So you got the remote control and you just go and you don't see anything that you like. So you said, you know what, let me start something.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to like
Exactly.
this. So you put it all together and people are watching you now. Huh?
Yes.
All righty. And I also understand that you give away scholarships. And
Yes, I do.
People are interested. Today we work with the college students and
Yes.
interns. We get together with professionals and we intermingle.
Right.
And a lot of people watching us and a lot of people in the studio are interested in college scholarships. So tell us more about that.
Okay. Well, what inspired me to give out scholarships, I had a young daughter who died for breast cancer this year, January the 8th, 2013. And I felt, well, I was going through a very depressive mood. And I found this was like a healing process for me to be able to locate, reach out to children, young people who have the same type of passion that my daughter had. See, my daughter traveled completely around the world.
Yeah.
She worked for J.P. Morgan. She was the type of girl that when she went to Manhattan College on campus, I didn't have to worry. Even though the campus was only a few feet from where I live at, I didn't have to worry about her because she would buckle down and study. This was her thing. And constantly learning about different interesting things such as horticulture, finance. There's a lot of things in general that she was very interested in doing and learning about. So after that particular period, grieving period passed, I said, let me give scholarships out. So the first scholarship I gave this year was to a group called Young Leadership on the Move. And I gave it to a young girl. She wasn't necessarily a girl that had AIDS. It was the fact that she just made an attempt to try to pull her grades up. And so I offered her a scholarship. The second scholarship that I gave was at an award ceremony. I also got an award there. That was at the NAACP Williamsbridge Freedom Fund.
I was going to say, tell us about the NAACP award that you received.
Well, I received an award
We heard about that.
Yeah, I received an award for journalism, but it should have been photojournalism. But they gave me an award for journalism.
But you're not complaining.
No, I'm not complaining. No, I'm not. And I think that was based on the fact that I had gotten a Beta Award here for my show working with a young man who you know about, Mr. Tracy Knox.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, and I got an award for that show.
Yeah.
And so...
And we see him out there. We drive by. We see him working out in the parks over there.
That's right. That's right. Well, I just want to mention the second young man. It's going to be a primary care doctor.
Oh, good. Okay.
And another thing that I wanted to do, because of the NAACP have a organization called AXO. AXO is an organization that gives certificates, and you do know, okay? So one of the things we're trying to encourage is to try to get young people into our group so they can get an award for AXO and everything.
That's wonderful. Where can we get more information about you and what you're doing?
Well, you can get more information about me by going to Carol Journey TV, and I want to say Carol, C-A-R-O-S, because there's an S at the end, TV on Facebook.
And we could also watch you on
YouTube. You see the whole journey on YouTube.
But we can catch you on Cablevision and also Fios Channel 34.
That's right, and Channel 68, 6 p.m. Wednesday.
Okay.
And Sunday, and Sunday at I think it's like 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock.
There you go. You're doing your thing.
Yes.
Carol's Journey TV. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Carolyn Smith in the house. All right, Carolyn, we're going to take a quick break right here. But when we return, we're going to hear from a talented producer who's traveled the world. Stay tuned.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe to phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all? You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
So, I got this new family. And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. You know, our next guest has directed 65 productions all around the world. She joins us today to share her success story. We welcome stage director Elizabeth Falk to the studio. We welcome you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
How does it feel to travel all over the world producing, and directing, doing what you love?
It's great. I started traveling when I was 18 because I wanted to do it. I paid for it myself, and I've lived abroad 3 times, and it's a great life.
What are some of the major productions you've worked on?
I was the first woman to ever direct at Shakespeare's Globe London. Wow. That was in 85, I think.
All right.
And I've been at Kennedy Center, which is where I met my husband, who's going to be on the show a little bit later. And I just finished a wonderful, one of the best productions of my life, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Oh, yeah,
with, you know,
it was all over TV and everything.
Yeah, you know, Keir Dullea, he was Captain Bowman in 2001. He was my big daddy.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and his wife, Maya Dillon, who's a Broadway actress, Tony nominated, was Big Mama. It was a very, very happy experience.
Yeah. And you also do opera?
Yes, I direct opera. I've been at Carnegie Hall and some of the major houses around the country.
Yeah.
And It's, you know.
What do you like best? I know you got one foot over here, one foot over here, and sometimes I love them both. And
I
just
do.
ride them both at the same time. Why not?
Well, if it's a good project such as Cat, I usually like the show I'm on best, which is a good feeling. And then right now I'm looking for something else to do with Keir Dullea and Maya Dillon. I love them all. I love theater. I love opera.
What inspired you to do this?
I'm a third-generation person of theater, and I started acting when I was 5. So I've been in theater all my life.
So you're in theater, you have your SAG card and all of
Oh,
the
yeah.
unions. Yeah.
Well, I'm not an actor anymore. I'm an actor's actor. That's
Yes.
what a director does.
Right, yeah. and a lot of people look up to you. They choose. How do you get chosen to direct these different parts?
Well, I don't have to audition anymore or send
they
out.
know you.
They know me. People approach me with a script, and I've done a lot of development work. I recently did a show. Do you know the songwriter Rosemarie McCoy? We billed her as the most prolific songwriter you never heard of, and she wrote for Elvis, Peggy Lee, Johnny Mathis, and she grew up as a dirt poor sharecropper girl in Arkansas, and grew up to have that wonderful career.
Yeah.
So I did a development production of that called "It's Gonna Work Out Fine," and I did another new show called "The Harlem Ladies Knitting and Bitching Society" by Roger Feuerman. Can I say that on television?
Yeah, knitting, bitching. I mean, I'll back you on that one.
Okay.
Nothing really bad, but.
No.
But how did you feel being the first woman director at the Globe Theater?
That was a very, very heady experience. I thought I should resign right then.
Yeah.
I should.
Dominated by men all over the
400 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we had been rehearsing down in a space below the stage, and when they finally said, "You can go upstage now and have your first rehearsal on the stage," every one of us, the actors, myself, we all were just speechless. And I thought, I have to say something. So we all took hands, and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have earned this."
That's right. We've come a long way.
We have.
And now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. So what's next for you?
In our business, there's a lot of talk, and I'm in the talk stage right now. I just finished Cat 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, I'll talk while you take a sip, because you've done a lot of things all over the place. You know, traveled the world. A lot of us here have never really traveled the world, but so next you're going to come up with.
Well, I have a project in the talk stage in Australia. It's a Porgy and Bess with an all Aboriginal company.
Wow.
And the producer there is having some trouble raising the funds for that, but she wants to work with me, so if that doesn't happen, she wants to do Hamlet on Trial, which is my courtroom adaptation of Hamlet, which I've directed 4 productions of, including one in Russia. I did that in St. Petersburg when my husband was conducting the St. Petersburg Philharmonic. So I wanted some work to do, so I made that project happen. But I hope we were already in Australia on the Porgy and Bess project, and it was a really thrilling project because most of those artists we were working with, they have CDs, they have concert careers, and they don't even read music. So my husband was coaching them.
There are a lot of people out there like that.
Yeah,
they don't read music, but they're very good
and
at
they're
what
musical.
they do.
They're musicians. But when you do opera, you've got to be able to read a score and stay with it. You know, so a lot of people said you can't get them to do an opera. And after 4 days of a workshop, a drama and music workshop, they were singing 6-part harmony. And we did a concert with that. It was very exciting.
Do you sing?
I did. I was a musical theater singer, and I came to New York with Finian's Rainbow, which is, I had to get an Irish brogue for that. Johnny Mercer brought me to New York in the 60s.
Can you give us a little touch of it?
Oh, no, my pipes are gone. But thanks for asking. But I can direct you.
Okay, there you go. What advice do you have for aspiring directors and actors?
I would focus the advice toward young women, since I'm coming from that point of view. Don't get married too soon. Don't have children too soon. Keep yourself free. I was 34 the first time.
I saw her eyebrows go up when you said that.
In approval or disapproval?
So, I'm thinking about getting married. No, you better stay put.
Well, until you have a sense of self, it's very hard for a woman in a marriage to be able to do what she really wants to do, because we're still tradition bound.
But that's a fight, though, because
a fight.
You're thinking about, your body's telling you and your mind's telling you, I need to do this. It's a natural, normal way to go. But you're telling them, no, wait, and folks, and let that come first, and then think about marriage.
Well, I may have been, the last generation of women who had to choose between having children and having a career, and now I think it's a little easier to do that. And you can have all that outside of marriage, which I don't know how that works, but it's possible to have that. I just think you have to have a sense of self, and whatever you want to do, study it, talk to people who've done it, get their points of view, get their advice, because people who, like myself, who've achieved what we set out to do, really want to pass it on. You're at a point where you want to pass it on.
All right. So don't bat your eyebrow. Don't get excited. Don't say, hey, I gotta wait. She's looking to pass it on. Are you the one?
Let's talk.
She's blushing. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Elizabeth Falk, Director of Theater and Opera in the house. Thank you so much. All right, Elizabeth, hold on a second. We got to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll sit down with an award-winning, multi-talented artist. I'm going to let you know who she is now. Melba Moore's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Woo! Hey! We'll be right back after this.
Okay.
Hold you
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinkerbell. Yeah. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Guru. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. This was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. And that the ocean is bigger than all of us. This was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and our next guest is an award-winning artist who has made her mark both on and off the stage. We are pleased to be joined today by the fabulous, the extraordinary Melba Moore. We can't say welcome you to the show. No, give her another big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
of course, you have a background. Your father was in music, and you've done music and stage. You heard the young lady.
Yes.
She said she's directed opera and
Yes.
stage and everything. And you were in Hair, right, when they
Yes,
first?
the first Hair. You know, it's
Yes.
been back a few times.
Yes, yes. And you've done that, and you went on.
What,
and
Les
you,
Miserables,
Yes.
Timbuktu,
Timbuktu, Les Miserables. Yes.
Pearly.
Uh-huh.
That's all I could think of.
Yeah.
Well, no, on the road now it's been Ain't Misbehaving and
Yeah.
Chicago and a bunch of
Wow.
things. Yeah.
The hardest working woman in showbiz.
Well,
you-
one of them.
Yeah, and you're still singing. You have a fabulous voice. I saw you. Was it last weekend with Hank Carter's wheelchair charities at
yes.
Goldwater Memorial Hospital?
With Shirley Caesar.
Yes,
Eddie
yes, yes.
Levert.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
Gerald Alston.
Mm-hmm. And this was to raise money for people in wheelchairs
Right.
to get them transportation, buses, respirators, motorized wheelchairs so they can move around. And
And they're also closing that hospital and moving to another hospital.
Yeah.
So I always see you at these community
yeah, yeah.
events. That's
And
where we
I
always
see you too.
cross.
You roll up your sleeves. You right out there with
That's right.
everybody else.
Little but mighty. No, we love being part of the community. I don't like to say giving back. It's our community, so circulating what we have.
Yeah, and we have to. You know, it's God's circle of love. You know, He gives to us, we give it back.
It's always so exciting to do those things. I
Yeah.
mean, just as exciting, well, almost as exciting as doing, you know, our work. Every time it's time
Yeah.
to go on the stage, I just become another person. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah, and then I saw you. I went backstage and so you just bumped it down a little bit.
Oh, well, that's another
After a
lady.
fantastic
Okay.
performance, though.
The lady that comes on stage has all this fire and everything. I don't know where it comes from. That's another lady. And then when it's finished, she comes back to herself.
You were just bumping it down. Let me get back. And letting it all go.
Okay, well, I don't know what it looks like, but
It looked wonderful to me. I tell you that. But you do so many wonderful things that I saw you at so many wonderful places. I have a record that was given to me. I think it was Columbia Records. I'm not sure.
could be.
You
Mine?
stepped into my life. It was a disco.
Yeah, I think it was Epic Records,
Epic
which was, I think, part of Columbia.
Yeah, yeah. It's a time in my life I used to go around and collect these records from the record companies. You know.
They're worth money now.
And I was like the first to have them. And they said, "Where did you get that record?" Sometimes they didn't even have the name on the label yet. I would get them that
because
early.
you was inside. Okay.
Yes, I had the inside stuff, so we was able to say we played it first.
Right,
But I remember
right.
your record being one of them. You stepped into my life.
Yeah, but
and
you,
we used to bump
the
that.
DJs are the stars now. I mean, because the dance market has developed so, and it's stayed, and it's become first kind of underground, and now there are all the different categories of dance music. But the DJs like your music. They put you on a compilation, and honey, you gone.
Yeah, but if you don't make it, we can't play it.
Well, that's right. Which reminds me, I have a brand new single called "What Can I Do to Survive."
Woo! You heard it first.
Okay.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. When you tell somebody not to tell anybody,
They
tell
tell
the
it?
world.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't tell anybody. What Can I Do to Survive is the title of it, and it's written by the son of Gene McFadden.
Oh.
His name is Dominic McFadden. It's getting rave reviews. It's on iTunes and CD Baby and Amazon.com and all the media.
Yeah. And you have a big event coming up.
It's my birthday. It's my
Happy birthday to Melba Moore! We're the first to say that,
I'm not
too.
saying how old I am, but I am celebrating still being here. Okay?
That's right. That's right. Celebrating, getting up in the morning and praising the Lord. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're going to have it at the Cutting Room, which is on 32nd and Park. As a matter of fact, it's 44 East 32nd Street
44 East 32nd Street.
and Park Avenue, and it's going to be at 6 o'clock, from 6 o'clock on.
6 p.m. The Cutting Room. The
Yes.
Cutting Room, yeah.
Live performance by me, myself, and I.
Ooh.
Live band.
I got that down.
Yeah, so.
All right, like a
What's
doctor, but I have it all down. I can
That's because
understand.
you is a doctor, Dr. Bob.
Yeah, but I have it down. So is the public invited to this?
Absolutely. I didn't tell nobody, so they should all tell somebody.
Everybody's invited.
Yes.
All right. And you decided to do this because
Because
a
I'm
lot
a
of times-
singer.
Yeah, but a lot of times you just go off and say, all right, I'm just going to celebrate Brown. I don't want to publicize it this time.
Oh, I
but
thought you meant my new single.
Your new single.
You said, why did I go do that? Oh, you
Oh,
talking
no,
about
no, the
party?
birthday party. Yeah.
Oh, because it's my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes.
And I'm happy about it.
And you're going to celebrate not only this week, you're going to celebrate all week.
I'm going to celebrate all year.
That's a wonderful thing.
Do you remember Dr. Dorothy Height?
Yes.
I used to travel around with her with the National Council of Negro Women. And every city we would go to, she would have another birthday party. That's where I got that from. I'm going to celebrate it all year.
There you go. It reminds me of Frankie Crocker, the former program director of WBLS. He's no longer with us, but he's celebrated many birthdays.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, I think he celebrated twice a year, though.
Oh.
In June and then 6 months later.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to celebrate it every day, the whole year.
Every
Well,
day.
at least every weekend.
Well, maybe I can join you for a few of those days.
Oh, well, I'm going to have enough of them so you can pick one.
We will be there.
Well, it's a very special time. I've come through a lot. The industry has changed dramatically. You know, it's not the same as it was at all. And so we're new people, and so we should celebrate in a different and volatile way.
Yeah. Is it good to be independent in this day and age, or signed with a record company?
I think that you have to be independent, regardless of what business you're in. It's the small businessman's time.
Yeah.
Now, we're always the salvation of our nation and of the world. You know, when the big guys crumble, there's only one of them, but they're big, and so they're finished. So you got all these little people surviving and keeping the economy alive.
Yeah, you got to keep it going, right? Like I was telling my daughter, she wanted to be a singer. You met her, Sheena Lee.
Yes.
And,
she's a great singer and pretty, too. I remember her.
Yeah, thank you. She decided she was waiting for a deal, but she said, should I go indie? Should I go?
But it's
should
the
I get
day of
signed?
indie. You don't
It's
have
the
to
day
wait.
of indie.
And what you do when you go indie is you kind of do a dog and pony show for the people that are around. They can see what you're doing, and you can still get a deal.
There you go. All right. Even if it's just a distribution deal. Right?
What do you mean, just a distribution? People are fighting over to get distributed.
That's big,
Because
right?
if you don't get a distribution deal, you have to distribute if you are independent.
You become the
and
bank.
if you are independent, you could be doing a whole lot of things that you need some help with.
That's right.
So, no, distribution is very important and very valuable.
It's big. So our record that you just put out, give us that name again, because we want to go
What
to iTunes.
Can I Do
if
to
you could.
Survive? That's the new one.
What can I do to survive?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm donating some proceeds to the survivors of Sandy.
And that anniversary is here, too.
It's the anniversary. It's actually on my birthday. So I'm combining, dedicating the What Can I Do to Survive to the survivors of Sandy.
Oh, that's beautiful. Give Melba Moore another big round of applause, everybody. We love you. No, a little louder, a little louder. There you go. Here we go. There you go. Now, give us the date of this your birthday party again. It's the Cutting Room, 44 East 32nd Street, Park Avenue, 6 o'clock.
October 28th, this coming Monday. Monday,
28th.
October 28th, yes.
I got it. I got it.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you. And I wish I
good
could talk
doctor.
to you. Can you sing for us later on?
Absolutely.
Okay. Give her
My
another
new
big
single,
round
What
of
Can I Do to Survive?
There you go. All right. And she's done a lot. Name some of the songs that you've sang in the past.
You Stepped Into My Life, Love's Coming At You, Lean On Me. I can't remember them all.
Just Google her. You'll see.
Google me, yes.
Thank you so much, Melba Moore.
Thank
It's
you,
always a
Dr.
pleasure to see you. I love you so much.
You too.
Yes.
Always.
All right. Melba Moore, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and we're going to get an opportunity to see her on Channel 67's Open in a little while, so stand by. Make sure you continue to tune in to Open for more of Melba Moore. And we got to take a quick break right here. But when we return, got some Music Mondays for you. And don't change that channel. But first, let's take a look at a rising Bronx artist. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Darren McKee, tuning in live from Los Angeles. I'm in the studio, I'm in the lab right now. Just finished up a hot new single called I Gotcha. Just shot the video off my new album, The Introduction. Look for the singles everywhere on iTunes. So cop that, watch that, can't dispute the truth. Check it out.
Sunday. She wanna see a man looking fly and good. She looking for the mansion out the hood. Now I can sell her dreams in a minute and get really pimpish. I'm an artist, got away with words. I just take it now, turn them in the verbs. Cause when I spot ya, you know I taught ya, yeah. I got ya, I got ya, I got ya, I got ya. Anything that you want from me, I got you on the house that costs the money. I got ya. You don't have any wants and needs. I'm telling you indeed you can count on me. I gotcha, I gotcha. Anything that you want from me, I got you on the house that costs the money. I gotcha, I gotcha. You don't have any wants and needs. I'm telling you indeed you can count on me. I gotcha, I gotcha. She's excited about the hustle. She think about the paper inside her bustle. I told her the low. She said I'm the only man in her life who has treated her right. Now I can sell her dreams in a minute and get really pimpish. I'm an artist, got away with words. I agitate your nails, turn them in the verbs. Cause when I spot ya, you know I taught ya, yeah. I got ya. Anything that you want from me, I put you on the house that costs the money. I gotcha, I gotcha. You don't have any wants and needs. I'm telling you indeed you can count on me. I gotcha, I gotcha. Anything that you want from me, I put you on the house that costs the money. I gotcha, I gotcha. You don't have any wants and needs. I'm telling you indeed you can count on me. I gotcha, I gotcha.
Welcome back, everybody. Now it's time for Music Mondays. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is a world-renowned musician and conductor. And he joins us today to share his talents on Open Stage right here on a Monday. And let's give him a big round of applause. Martin PQ is in the house. Yes! EQ in the house. Yes,
My pleasure.
indeed. Oh, that was great. Now, this is the closest instrument to the human voice on the female side.
Probably. It's the same range as the soprano singer, and the alto sax probably like the alto singer, and the tenor like the tenor, and the baritone. So there's a whole family of them. Even the smallest one is about this size, called the sopranino, a little baby soprano.
Oh.
And that sounds very high, very high.
I even crack when I go up there like that. Now, you sing with a couple of other people, right? There's a trio?
Not sing, but play.
Right.
Yes, it's called Jazzical Fusion, which sort of tells the story of my life, because I've had a career as a symphony orchestra conductor and played jazz all along. And so it's been, without knowing it, I've become a fusionist.
A fusionist.
So,
Alrighty.
Jazzical Fusion is the name of the album that we've got out, and it actually combines.
And there it is, right there.
Jazz and classics. So some of it's improvised, some of it's written, and some of it is actually melded. Where we take and relate the theme from Romeo and Juliet, to Tchaikovsky, for instance, and the chromaticism in there is very relative to the beautiful song Angel Eyes.
Yes.
So they intertwine.
It sounds like you're teaching this somewhere.
Well, I'm just living it and being enthusiastic, but I've been teaching all my life. So
do you teach at Howard University?
I taught at Howard University for 7, 8, 9 years, and very exciting times when I was teaching there. And had a chance to because Howard University had a very strong music department in the vocal area, and we were building it in the instrumental. They had good woodwinds and brass, and a not so strong string section. American University, on the other side of town, had a good string section and so-so reeds and brass. I caused the fusion of those two orchestras so that each school won. Each one had a symphony orchestra. So each concert was actually played twice. So you got a double shot of it. The kids did. That was a much greater experience for them.
Amazing.
And
now, you also do a lot of things in Russia.
Yes, I've been to Russia 18 times, each time for 2 or 3 months. And I've conducted the St. Petersburg Philharmonic, Moscow Philharmonic. I've been in more Russian cities than most Russians have gotten a chance to.
Petersburg, conductor and music director of the USA Ballet.
Yes, we started. We were one of the first groups to first do. This was back in the '60s, to do ballet to black blues. So Black Blues, we called it, and so there again is a fusion. I didn't realize it, but all of my life we've been mixing things up. And so that's why the culmination in fusion. And I hope you'll come to share in the fusion at a date that we're going to play on the 15th of November at the Kitano Jazz Club. And
I would get all that information from you, and we'll make sure, we try to get out to you.
All right. And I wanted to make sure you get a good seat.
Oh, all right.
It's on the 15th that's at there it is, 86 Park at 38th, and I will be with Regan Reisig and Rick Crane on piano and on bass.
Okay.
And these guys are both fusionists. They're classically trained and play jazz, and so the greatest thing when you combine improv and reading is you never know what you're going to get, because you can't possibly do it the same twice. There's a lot of notes floating around, and they never come out in the same order.
But you always you bounce off of one another.
Yes.
Improv.
Yes, and it gets actually synergistic, where 5 and 5 instead of being 10 can be millions.
Call and response.
When it happens in the right way. At the right time.
All right, so you've been all over the world. Some of the people that you've worked with in the past?
Well, I played lead alto with Henry Mancini. I started my career, actually, as the saxophone soloist with the U.S. Marine Band in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And when I was working there, I became the leader of the jazz band during the dance band. I mean, during the Kennedy administration for the White House, the White House dance band. And it was very conservative. But anyway, that sort of launched me, and I stayed in Washington for about 40 years until my wife sprung me.
We had on earlier.
Yes.
She did a great job.
And we've done a lot of productions together. Yes. And it comes out organic because we know what each other is going to do before we do it.
Okay, where can we get this?
You can get that on the website at it's my website, martinpq.com.
There you go, martinpq.com. Jazzical Fusion. Give Martin PQ a big round of applause. You're going to take us home. I'm going to do this, and you'll do that? Okay.
Sure.
Unfortunately.
I was going to take us home with a New York song.
There you go.
We can take you home on the A train.
There you go. I like it. Unfortunately, that's about all the time we have for today's show. Give Martin PQ another big round of applause, everybody. PQ's in the house. I'd like to thank all of our guests for joining us. Today's show, you can tune in to the recablecast of Open at 5 and 10 p.m. and watch anytime on the web, bronxnet.org, okay? You can watch an all-new episode Wednesday, 10 a.m. with Darren Jaime. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the choosing. Love you all. Have a great day. Peace. Martin PQ.